Describe a story or novel you have read that you found interesting.
Well, I have to admit, I'm not really an avid reader, and novels in particular are something I rarely pick up. So, for this topic, I'd like to talk about a story I came across on social media, which I found especially intriguing. I read it just a few weeks ago on Threads, a platform that's been trending these days. The story was about a young man from Gen Z, meaning people born between 1997 and 2012. He claimed that earning over $1,000 a month is normal for people his age, and he even said that 1,000 was actually considered low. According to him, he personally made around 2,500, while some of his friends were earning double or even triple that. The more interesting part was when he argued that older generations should simply accept this reality, which came across as pretty bold. As you can imagine, this immediately triggered a storm of comments. Most people accused him of exaggerating just to get attention, while a few others defended him, saying it might actually be possible. Reading through the heated discussion almost felt like watching a live drama unfold in real time. What struck me most was how sensitive the topic of income has become in online discussions nowadays. This isn't the first time I've seen a post about earnings go viral, and it made me realize that conversations about money often stir up strong emotions. Personally, I didn't really like the post because whether it's true or not, it can make people feel worse about themselves, especially during this economic downturn when so many are struggling to make ends meet.
How does technology help people tell stories?
Honestly, I think technology has completely changed the game when it comes to storytelling. Back then, people had pretty limited options. You'd either write something or tell it in person. But now, with all the tools we have, like video editing apps and social media, it's way easier to bring your stories to life. You can add music, visuals, even voiceovers to make everything more engaging. And with AI getting more advanced, you don't even have to do much yourself. You just write your idea and the tool can turn it into a full video or even narrate it for you. So yeah, it's made storytelling way more creative and accessible.
Do you prefer to read ebooks or printed books?
I'd say printed books for sure. They're just easier on my eyes, and to be honest, I've been trying to cut down on screen time lately, so reading a real book helps with that. Plus, there's something really satisfying about flipping through the pages and even the smell of paper. It just feels more personal and comforting. I do read ebooks sometimes, like if I can't find a physical version or if I just want to skim through something quickly before deciding whether to buy it or not. But overall, I'm definitely more into physical books.
Why are mystery novels so popular nowadays?
I gotta say, I'm not really a fan of this genre myself, so I'm not quite sure. But I guess it all comes down to the word mystery. I mean, people are naturally curious, and we tend to be drawn to things that are unknown or unpredictable. Mystery novels keep readers guessing, and that sense of suspense can be really addictive. Besides, a lot of them have well-developed plots and characters, which makes the reading experience more engaging. Even people who don't usually read much might pick one up just out of curiosity.
What kinds of novels are suitable for a film adaptation?
As I mentioned earlier, I'm not really someone who reads a lot of novels, so this isn't something I've thought much about. But if I had to give an answer, I'd probably say romantic novels. They usually have a simple, easy to follow plot with clear character development and a satisfying ending, which makes them pretty easy to adapt into movies. Actually, I've seen quite a few films that were based on love stories, and they tend to do really well with audiences. Apart from that, I'm not sure what else would work, to be honest.
Why do some people prefer reading novels to playing computer games in this digital world?
I suppose it's a matter of taste. Not everyone is into gaming. Some people even see it as a waste of time, so they'd rather do something they feel is more meaningful, like reading. For example, my older brother's a huge book lover, and his idea of fun is finishing as many novels as possible. I'm the opposite. I enjoy gaming way more. Also, I think age plays a part. A lot of older people aren't that comfortable with technology, so using a computer, let alone playing games, can be pretty challenging for them.
Is there any difference between popular novels now and those in the past?
Well, as we previously discussed, I'm not much of a novel reader, so rarely do I notice how they've developed or changed over time. But from what I've seen, an author's perspective is usually shaped by the society they live in. So I'd imagine that in the past, novels tended to have a more serious tone and used richer, sometimes more complex language. They often focused on moral lessons or big social issues, which could make them a bit heavy to read. These days, I feel like bestsellers are faster paced and easier to follow, with genres like romance, fantasy, or crime being more popular. They're written to grab readers' attention quickly and keep them hooked, kind of like how a good TV series makes you binge watch episode after episode.